right, welcome in. Happy March. Happy March Madness.
Oh, March
We made
1st.
it. We
Oh
made it.
man.
Did you
Is it
know?
green all throughout March? Are we having an Irish month now instead of an Irish
Sure.
day?
Sure, it's definitely an Irish month. It's
Definitely an Irish month. The luck of the Irish in the March.
definitely the month for March Madness, but congratulations for making it.
You gotta be very lucky in March. You gotta be very lucky to make it through that dance. We're gonna be talking about a lot about that today, Breezy.
Luck can carry you. And I got a green shirt on tonight. Lucky green
Hey,
shirt.
me too.
Hey,
Me
what do
too.
you know?
I didn't plan it. I didn't plan it, but
I didn't either. Shout out to Jake and Lena. This is a Becker Supply Co. shirt. So shout out Jake and Lena.
hey, we always talk about our first sponsor. Maybe they're our sponsor.
Hey, have to get Jake on the call.
We can post some pictures right now. We're talking about them. Post a couple
Good.
pictures of their shirts. Maybe some people watching go, oh, I like that shirt. Oh,
This is
boom.
a smooth
See how
one.
that world works?
This
See
is
how
smooth
that works?
one. Fits nice too.
We
But
got a good sponsor.
we're the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Coble. Here as always with Max Faulkner. Max, how do you feel about it being March already?
If there's only one thing I'm thinking about right now, and it's basketball. All right. This is basketball month. Okay. This is the best time to watch basketball. Oh my goodness. You better not be watching any other sports.
It really is.
World Baseball Classic. You're gonna watch the World Baseball Classic.
I didn't even know it was on. I didn't even know it was on. So
once every 4 years, I think. I think it's like an Olympic thing.
it won't be on my
Nobody's
TV.
watching that.
Won't
Nobody's
be
watching. No.
But with March Madness here, we got conference tournaments going on. We already got a few that started. We got big games coming up this weekend with conference titles line and seeds in the tournaments getting shuffled. So we got a big podcast here this week.
Oh yeah. No, we have a lot to talk about today. We're going to be talking about a lot of championships that are coming up. Cobrizi was all bringing up, and we're going to talk about some stats with that. But of course, we first want to go into our NCAA rankings before we jump into those.
Yes, sir.
Season's not done yet.
Season's not done yet. As usual, we start off every college basketball podcast with our top 10. And for me, Max, this was the toughest one for me to put down. This is our fifth one. This is our fifth college basketball pod. This was the toughest top 10 for me. I think we're going to differ a lot today.
Hey, I'm excited to hear this because I had a little struggle myself. I didn't really change too much in top five, just because, maybe I was biting my lip a little bit on that number five, but we'll talk about that when we get there.
biting something. But lead us off today. Who's your number one as of March 1st?
So to lead off this month in the luck of the Irish, number one, I have the Houston Cougars. The Houston Cougars.
I like how you took your time on that one.
Hey, right now they're sitting at 27-2. They're 15-1 in their conference. They're on a 9-game winning streak. This team is red hot. They're gonna run away with that conference. They're gonna win the conference championship, and they're gonna go into this dance looking at 33 wins potentially, 32.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
They'll be in the 30s. They probably pretty much the safest one seed locked up. Them and Kansas might be the safest two. But I got Houston number two. We talked about it last week how that head-to-head matchup with Alabama beat them at Houston. That's why I have Alabama number one. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't agree with Brandon Miller and Jaden Bradley both still playing. I don't agree with it, but until they're ruled out, I got to keep Alabama number one right now. They got a big game against Auburn tonight. Get ready for that one. But I got Alabama number one, Houston number two.
We'll stick with Alabama because that is my number two. Okay. Alabama is a very good team when those guys are playing. Okay. So I know last week I had them at number four because I mean, everyone was thinking it. We thought those guys were going to get suspended, but these guys might have got lucky. They might be very, very lucky because whatever this investigation is happening, they literally might be allowing them to finish out the season, finish out March, and then we'll get to the investigation or we'll get to the trial date after the dance. I
hope not.
I'm betting on it. But that doesn't, I mean, Bama is really, really good when they're on the court. So if they don't get suspended, they can win it.
They can win it for sure. If they don't have Brandon Miller and Jaden Bradley, they're out. They're one and done.
Yep.
They're getting smacked.
Yep.
So it a lot to be seen there in Tuscaloosa. Who's your number 3?
Number 3, hey, we're gonna go to your Jayhawks.
Hey,
I got Kansas. Kansas sitting at 25-5, sitting at 25-5.
Yeah.
And they have a 17-2 record in the Big 12, 17-2. That's I thought I'm sorry. I just read the next one. Sorry. They are 13-4.
There you go.
13-4. All right.
13-4, definitely in the Big 12. I got a number 3 too.
Yeah.
Big win, solid win against Texas Tech last night on senior night.
Yeah.
Came down to the wire, a little too close for comfort, but winning those close games, those are going to pay off. Kansas is looking good. They're number 1 seed, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And they've got a lot more quad 1 wins than anybody else. So Kansas is almost locked in to a 1 seed.
It's looking like it. They win the Big 12, absolutely. But who knows? Big 12 has got a lot of talent. Maybe Kansas is out pretty quick in that Big 12 championship.
Yeah, sure. Could be some upsets. Could be
We'll
some
see.
upsets.
We'll
Let's
see.
not be surprised. We won't be surprised. Who's your number 4?
Sitting at number 4, I have UCLA right down the street from me. UCLA. They're sitting at 25-4. They have a 16-2 record in their conference. And they're on an 8-game winning streak. These guys are running away with the Pac-12. Someone told me the other day that Arizona is by far the better team. I don't think so. I don't think so with this 8-game winning streak and looking at a 16-2 Pac-12 record. UCLA is really good.
Arizona's got the head-to-head win so far, but they play again Saturday at UCLA. But speaking about that 8-game winning streak, they came here to Boulder, Colorado, played the Buffs in a close one. Buffs had a halftime lead. They pretty much had a whole lead the first half, and it was a little bit back and forth in the second half. And quickly becoming one of my favorite players in college basketball is definitely Jaime Jaquez. That guy's fun to root for.
He's good.
He hit a clutch bucket late, and then senior point guard Tiger Campbell, he hit another clutch bucket late. And they came out of there, I think, with a 4-point win. So UCLA is number 4 for me. Trivia time for you, Max. They won the Pac-12 champs. Okay, they clinched the Pac-12 with that big win over the Buffs. Okay, they celebrated nicely after the game. When is the last time UCLA won the Pac-12?
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
I'm going Lonzo Ball back in 2015.
Not Lonzo.
Okay, you tell me.
A little bit before that, 2013. 10 years ago. I was pretty surprised to see that was 10 years ago
Wow.
Leading scorer on that team with almost 18 a game was Shabazz Muhammad. Remember
Ooh,
Shabazz?
Shabazz. Yeah. I do
Shabazz was a
remember
bad
Shabazz.
boy, but he was the leading scorer on that 2013 Pac-12 champion Bruin squad.
Cool. Cool.
Who is your number 5 team?
So number 5, I'm really disappointed. I'm not going to use that word. I don't like using that word. I'm not going to say disappointed.
You said
I just said it. I just said it. I caught myself. Well, I stopped myself the first time, and then I just said it so everyone knows what I'm talking about. But I'm not going to refer it to anything.
okay.
Right. Purdue sitting at
Mm.
number 5 now. Okay, they have really dropped off for me. I think they've dropped off in a lot of people's, um, in a lot of people. Yeah. Okay. They're gonna heat, and I am praying. I swear, I got on my knees. I prayed to Lord Baby Jesus. I was like, Jesus, please, just please let Purdue win the Big Ten this year, please.
Well, I
So
think
I hope my answer is my prayers are answered. Purdue, they gotta wake up. They gotta wake up. They started out 22-1, and in the past 6 games, they are 2-4. It's a
not
bad time to start losing. Bad time to start losing.
not the stretch you want. I
Mm,
dropped him down to number 7. Okay,
mm,
with
mm.
that, like you said, 2-4 record in the last 6.
Yeah.
I think if you're praying for a Final Four run right now, I think you got rug burns on your knees. I think you got rug burns if you're praying for a Final Four run.
A lot to ask for. I don't want to ask for too much.
But my number 5 team, this team's still good. They're coming off a loss last week. Got a big game tonight. I got Texas Longhorns at
Oh,
number 5. Okay,
wow.
they're playing at TCU. They're an underdog tonight on the road.
It's a tough one.
Could
Tough
very
matchup.
well lose. Could very well lose. But I like their senior guards. I like their athletic big men. I got Texas number 5.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. Moving on to number 6.
Are they not in your top 10?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to bring them up right now?
Yeah.
Okay. I do have Texas, but they are at number 8 for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
7 losses on the season, 5 in the conference.
Yeah.
But good conference. So
Good conference, good team. We talked about Texas too much, to be honest. We always talk about Texas, how they jump out of the gym. They're so athletic. They have senior leadership. But yeah, right now, they had a couple losses in the past few weeks. They're dropping down to 8 for me.
who is your number 5?
Number 6, actually, moving on to number 6.
Yep.
I disrespected this team last week. All right.
Oh, well,
I
hold
did.
on.
Okay. No, okay. So sorry. Not only did I
Oh.
not not only did I not have them in my top 10, but I also said they had 10 losses. They don't have 10 losses. They only have 8.
Still don't.
They only have 8. So out of respect, and also watching them play the other night and just take down Oklahoma State like it was nothing, I got the Baylor Bears. They're at 22-8. Their record is 11-6 in the conference. Okay, 11-6 in the conference, which that's a little tough right there. But they're an awesome team. They play defense, and they got some scorers, man. They just score. That's
Definitely
crazy.
I got him number 6, right behind Texas, even though even though Baylor beat Texas just last week. It's a season split. They both beat each other. I got Texas 5, Baylor 6. If you watched last week's pod, I was the only one to pick Baylor. Okay, let's not sleep on that. But they're 3rd in strength of schedule, 2nd in offense.
Yeah.
Baylor, you were disrespectful to them last week, and I'm glad you got them in there now.
All right. Well, yeah. Sorry. I definitely was sleeping on the Bears. Everybody, sorry. I was sleeping on the Baylor Bears. Okay, but I woke up. I definitely got a Bears slap right across the face.
Yeah.
A couple scratch marks. A lot of Neosporin. Band-aids on my face. People thinking I'm a thug now because I got a Band-aid on my face.
Traps.
Hey, it's just it's It's just a scratch. It's just a scratch.
Well, go apologize to Scott Drew. That's who you need to apologize to. Okay, have some respect.
Well, whatever.
I already said my number 7 was the Boilers. I dropped them down there. Still solid numbers in Ken Palm in the net. 6th in Ken Palm, 5th in the net. Yeah, I'm nervous. I'm nervous about the Boilers 2 and 4. I got them number 7.
They're struggling. It's the guard play. Zach Edey, just so we're all clear, it's not like Zach Edey dropped off. Zach Edey's doing great. He's doing really good. He's still getting big time numbers. 20 in the I think his last game he had 24 and 13. Might have been more.
He's a beast. Player of the year.
But it's the guard play right now. It's the guard play. You want to hear some quick stats of last game? They shot 33% from the field. Okay, 33%, and then from three-pointer, 15%.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, you could sit here and say, oh, that was good defense. No, they were just missing shots. It was so brutal to watch. Like literally wide open shots, just missing. Miss, brick, building a house. They were building a house on the court out of bricks.
Wow. Now this was the IU game? Is that what you're referencing?
Yeah, the IU game. Yeah.
Yeah, season sweep for the Hoosiers in that rivalry.
Can't believe it.
And then the Hoosiers come back last night and get pounded by Iowa at home. So
pounded.
I don't know what to think about the Big Ten right now. I only got one team.
They're all over the place. They just pound each other. That's we brought it up. They just keep exchanging losses. Other than Purdue and IU. Fucking damn it, Purdue.
Minnesota.
Damn you.
Minnesota isn't exchanging anything.
You're right. You're right. Gophers suck.
Yeah, they're getting molly.
Go back in your hole. Go back in your hole. Stay there for the winter because you're hibernate. They have to hibernate. That's where they are in the hole.
Well, it's about time.
Yeah.
Number 7 for you.
Number 7. I can't believe we haven't named this team yet. I think they're getting a little disrespect from us. Marquette. Okay, Marquette. Number 1 in the Big 12. I'm sorry. Number 1 in the Big East. I'm getting everything mixed up today. Excuse me. You got a lot on my mind, all right? A lot of stats, a lot of players, a lot of teams, a lot of championships to watch. You know, it's too much. It's too much.
Nobody can expect anything from us on March 1st, okay? It's wild. Yeah. It's wild.
Yeah. So Marquette, they're 23-6. They're sitting at 15-3 in their conference. They're number 1 in the Big East.
They won last night, so add another W there.
16. So they're 16-3 and 24-6. So they're on a 5-game winning streak, by the way. They're running away with this. I think the Big East, they have 5 really good teams. Marquette, 5 decent teams. Oh, yeah. Like I would not sleep on them to get this first round, to get out of the first round in the dance. But Marquette might be that team to go to the Sweet 16. So be ready for that.
Marquette's looking really good. Possible Coach of the Year candidate, Shaka Smart. They're number 4 in offense. Can you tell me? So every preseason, the coaches of the conference do a ranking, and that's like the coaches poll, you know. Tell me where you think Marquette was ranked in this coaches poll going into the season, where the coaches ranked Marquette.
Yeah.
In the Big East.
Last?
They ranked them 9th. Okay.
Out of how many?
How many teams are in the Big East? We got, that's a question, 2, 4, 6.
Of course, they would be sleeping on them. A lot of people slept on Purdue too.
We got 11. Purdue was unranked going into the season. Yes, we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 teams in the Big East. So they were picked to finish 3rd to last. That's actually the lowest team to win the Big East. That was ranked. Marquette's ranked the lowest to win the Big East going into the in the preseason. And it's their first outright Big East title in school history. And their 16 Big East wins are most in school history.
Wow.
And they haven't been ranked in the AP poll this high since the late 1970s. So Marquette's doing things they haven't done in a long time. I got them next at number 8. Shaka Smart might be my number 2 for Coach of the Year behind Bill Self.
Fair enough. Marquette's definitely looking great. You know who beat Marquette this year,
though? Purdue.
Go Boilers.
Go Boilers. Do we know Possible Big East Player of the Year, Tyler Kolek, point guard for Marquette. Do we know about him?
No?
Second in the nation with 7.9 assists a game.
Wow.
Yeah, almost eight
Okay.
assists.
I know Marquette's up there for assist, if I'm not mistaken. I would I'll have to double check. I'll get that stat to you when we talk about the Big East coming next week. By the way, next week we got some good episodes coming. We'll talk about that later. But I think they pass the ball a lot. Like they're getting a lot of assists.
They do. He 7.9 assists is second in the nation. He could be Big East Player of the Year. Go
Awesome.
go Golden Eagles. Go Shaka Smart.
Yeah.
Who's your number 8?
Sitting at number 8. We already talked about Texas.
Texas. Who's your number 9?
Sitting at number 9. I don't know about this team. I'm picking Arizona. I'm picking the Wildcats. I got the Wildcats at number 9. They're sitting at 24-5, 13-5 in the conference. They got a big game. We already brought this up against UCLA coming up. But I think UCLA is still going to take it. I still think UCLA is going to take the Pac-12 title.
Oh yeah, they got it already.
I think they're the better team.
They got it. They already got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Arizona's number 9 for me. 12th at Ken Palm, 12th at the net. Did you see that buzzer beater by Arizona State on Saturday?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my goodness. Rivalry game, obviously. Shout out Rich Payton, father-in-law, went to Arizona State. He's an old Sun Devil.
Oh,
he's an old Sun Devil.
Party hardy.
Oh yeah.
Probably learned a lot, didn't he? Probably learned a lot. How to balance a beer on his head and drink it at the same time.
We'll have to ask him about that. Well, speaking of the Sun Devils, real quick, that was the first time an unranked Arizona State team beat a ranked Arizona team. First time ever.
Well, okay.
And that gave Arizona State 6 road wins in the Pac-12, which is their most since 1981. So is Arizona State making the dance this year?
They might have locked it in from that win against Arizona. They might have. If they win against USC, I think they're locked. But if they lose to USC, which is coming up, I think it's going to be a flip. USC will be the team to make it. I think it's either or for those two. Whoever wins that game, they're going to be win the last 4 in.
It's going to be interesting to see with that Pac-12. Not sure who's going to get in. Who finishes out your top 10 for this week, Max?
Ooh, don't get sweaty. Okay, no need to sweat. Okay, we got a new top 10 here. I mean, I had them in my top 10 a few weeks back, but they're back. They're back. I think we're sleeping on Kansas State.
Oh,
I got Kansas State here, boys. They're sitting at 22-7 in the Big 12. We keep bragging about the Big 12 and how good Kansas State is. I think right now they're beating what I forgot, but they're winning by a lot. All right. They're 10-6 in the conference. That's a little shaky, but they are in a 3-game winning streak, so it is going up. I think with the leadership of Mr. Wooden Award himself, Keontae Johnson, I think they have a heck of a team. And I brought it up before. I love a team that drives the ball. Like, it is just fun to see guys attack the rack, go up against the big guys and get the foul and the and one. And like, it's more fun to me than watching 3-pointers. And so I love to see contact. I like to see them get into it.
Yeah.
Kansas State is one of those teams that does it.
One of those drivers is Marquise Noel, who we will get into a little bit later.
Right.
I don't have K-State in my top 10. I do have a new team in my top 10. This team's kind of been – this team was high at the start of the year, okay? They were rolling. They were beating everybody by double digits, okay? I think they might even got up to number 2. And they went on a losing streak. They had a couple bad losses. But now, guess what? They've won 3 in a row, 6 out of 7. I'm talking about the UConn Huskies.
Okay. Bringing them back.
6 out of their last 7, and that only loss was a 3-point loss at Creighton. They're actually 7th in offense, 5th overall at Ken Palm, and 8th in the net. Computers like UConn. They could be a sexy Big East champion pick. They could be a sexy pick there in the tournament in New York City. But I think UConn is one of those teams that's getting hot at the right time, and they might surprise some people.
Wow.
They got the two leading scorers in the Big East, Adama Sanogo and Hawkins, are the Jordan Hawkins are the 2 leading scorers in the Big East. And I think they're a well-coached team by Danny Hurley.
Okay. Okay. So you got two big Easters in your top 10.
I
The
got two
big
Big
Easter egg.
Easters. I think the Big East is better than the Big Ten. How about that? We got
So
five teams. We
out
got
of eight
five teams.
teams that are fighting, out of like eight teams that are fighting in the Big Ten to make the dance compared to five, you're gonna say the Big East is better.
We got, so like you said, fighting to make the big dance, but we got five locks, five teams that are ranked in the AP top 25.
Oh, Big Ten's got at least five. They got at least five out of those eight.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about this next week.
We might have to have a bet how many wins in the tournament between the Big East and Big Ten. How many wins?
That's a good bet.
It might be a good
For
one.
those of you watching out there, that's a good idea. That's a fun one.
Think about that. Just to review my top 10, starting at the top: Alabama, Houston, the Kansas Jayhawks; UCLA, the new Pac-12 champs; Texas at 5, Baylor; the Boilers at number 7; Marquette, the Big East champs, at number 8; and then Arizona and UConn could be a sleeper.
Yeah, I do like UConn. Just so we're clear,
Well,
UConn's a good team.
thanks
UConn's
for letting me know. You didn't say nothing when I was.
I said they're one of those five. All right, they're one of those five in the Big East.
Are you? Can you
get all busted over here?
can you guarantee a win for the Huskies in March Madness in the tournament? Can you guarantee?
Absolutely. They're going to get that first week, no doubt about it.
Nice.
At least one.
Nice.
All right. My top 10, just to review, I have Houston, I have Alabama, Kansas, UCLA, my Purdue Boilermakers, Baylor with disrespect. Sorry, once again, Baylor Bears. Sorry
to Scott Drew.
Whatever. But I have Marquette at number 7. I have Texas at number 8, Arizona number 9, and Kansas State Wildcats as number 10.
I just got a quick announcement to make. Got a tall boy down.
Wow.
Long's Lager, 14er Brewing, Denver, Colorado. Pretty smooth lager.
Nice. Looks smooth.
Moving on. We got our last 4 guys for the Wooden Award.
Wooden Watch. Wooden Watch.
After this, we've hit all 20 guys. It's kind of gone fast. But Max, who do you want to lead us off with today?
So a guy that maybe no one's looking at because no one is really paying attention to the ACC. I think people in the ACC people are kind of like, kind of a boring conference.
We didn't talk about any ACC team in our top 10. We didn't talk about one.
No ACC teams in our top 10, not this week anyway. But I vouched for. By the way, this guy's on Miami. I vouched for this team last week, putting them in my top 10, and they go and lose to freaking what team was this? Louisville?
It was Florida State, wasn't it? With the buzzer beater by Matthew Cleveland.
I'm gonna have to look that up. Damn it! It was a bad loss.
We're talking about the Jim Larinaga led Miami Hurricanes, correct?
Yeah.
The last loss they just took on Saturday was a buzzer beater from Florida State at home. Florida State's awful this year. Matthew Cleveland hit a long floater to win.
Well, bad loss. But this guy, let's brag about this Wooden Watch a little bit. Okay, we have Isaiah Wong, Miami. This guy's averaging 16.2 points, 4.3 rebounds, 3.4 assists, 1.4 steals. So he plays some defense. I like that. Shooting 45% field goal percentage. 3-pointers, 38.9%. It's pretty high. It's pretty up there. And free throw percentage at 83.2%. His last few games when it comes to points and rebounds, he had 14 and 3, 13 and 3, 27 and 3. He had 10, 6, and 4 assists, and then 21, 4, and 4 to end that. He's not winning the Wooden Award, but you got to give it to a guy that's nobody was thinking about Miami this year. Nobody was thinking about them, and they're a pretty decent team. They're not bad.
He's probably first team All ACC. Miami tournament. What do you give Miami right now? A 5 or a 6 seed, maybe?
That's what's looking like. If they get maybe if they win the ACC, they can squeak into a 4. That's
Or
maybe.
if they win the ACC, they're going up
Yeah,
for sure. But yeah, congrats to Isaiah Wong for being top
yeah.
20.
Congrats.
One of my guys I want to bring up today, he was the conference preseason player of the year going into the American Conference. This is Marcus Sasser of Houston.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
Senior
yeah.
guard, senior guard, averaging 17 a game, 2.8 boards, 3.3 assists, 1.7 steals. Okay, playing a
Okay,
little.
plays D. Houston plays D.
Houston plays D, 43% shooting from the floor, 38% from deep, 84% from the line. Solid.
Nice.
Though his points per game, field goal percentage, free throw percentage, 3-point percentage, and steals are all top 10 in the conference. So this guy's efficient. He's playing defense.
Yeah.
He's probably it's probably between him and Kendrick Davis for conference player of the year.
Yeah.
Who would you give that to right now?
Ooh, I mean, it might be going to him in Houston just because the way what Houston is doing.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be him. But Kendrick Davis is having a hell of a year with Memphis. If they would beat Houston, then maybe.
Yeah, if he would have played that game against Houston. Speaking of Kendrick Davis, he's actually now the all-time leading scorer in the American Athletic Conference. So good
Damn,
on good on Kendrick Davis.
very good.
But back to Marcus Sasser, I I think this guy can lead them to a national championship. The Final Four is in Houston, so it's setting up for Marcus Sasser to cut down some nets.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't sleep on Houston either. Hey, Sasser, you are hot and saucy.
He's fun to watch. If we forgot, he only played 12 games last year. Hurt his toe, shut it down in December. Team still went to the Elite Eight without him.
Yeah.
And I think we got a redemption year
Yeah.
possibility. Who's your next guy we want to talk about? Number 19 of the Wooden Award watch list.
How about it? We made it all the way.
Woo.
Next on the Wooden Watch, we have going back to the Big 12, Mike Miles of TCU. Has everyone been watching TCU
They're
recently?
hot right now.
Good team.
Are
They're a
hot.
good team.
They are hot.
So Mike Miles, he's averaging 18 points per game, 2.8 rebounds, and 2.8 assists, but he shoots 51.4% from the field. He's shooting over 51%. Damn,
Is he
that's
7
high.
feet tall? Is he 7 feet tall?
Ooh, that's I I don't yeah, I wouldn't know. I actually don't know. I don't think he is.
No, he might not
He's
even
not.
be 6 feet. Might not even be 6 feet.
Ah, wow, he's just quick.
The fact that he's shooting 51% as a guard. Holy
Crazy. I see what you're saying. He's shooting 33.83%, or sorry, 33.8% from three-pointer, 73.4% free throws, and 1.2 steals. So he definitely plays some D. His last few games, he had 24. He had 24 points, 2 assists. He had 13 points, 4 assists, 15 and 1, 23 and 3, and then 15, 4 and 4. So he's a heck of a player. I like TCU in this year's tournament as well.
TCU is going to be it's going to be a sexy pick, I think. I was talking to a guy at the gym the other night. He was looking at some championship odds, was thinking about throwing some cash on TCU. TCU could do something here in March. They're healthy and they're hot right now. Hot at the right time. Last guy we want to talk about, we talked about Kansas State a little bit earlier in your top 10. We got their point guard, Marquise Noel. Not a household name here. Not a household name.
Kansas State has 2 wooden watches.
Kansas State has 2.
Kansas State has 2 wooden watches, and you didn't want to put them in your top 10? 22 and 7?
Not yet. Not yet. They're my top 15. I'll give them 15. Top 15
Fine.
State.
Fine.
But Marquise Noel is balling this year. He's averaging 17 a game. That's good for third in the Big 12. 3.5 boards, 7.6 assists. That's first in the Big 12, third in the nation, 7.6 assists. His 2.3 steals are good for first in the Big 12, shooting 38% from the floor, 34% from three, 89% from the line, which is first in the Big 12.
Wow.
He's been a double-figure scorer all 5 years. Did I say he played 3 years at Little Rock? He started his career at Little Rock, played 3 years. Last 2 years he's been at K-State, and he's a fifth-year COVID senior. He's averaged double figures all five years, and he's leading the Big 12 in multiple categories.
Wow.
Third in the nation in assists.
Damn.
Yeah.
I was awed at 89% at the free throw line. That's clutch. Like that is a clutch award. When you're able to knock down your free throws at the end of the game, when they're fouling you and they want you to miss them, and you go up there at 89% and knock down those shots, dude, do not sleep on Kansas State. I like them.
What seed you giving K-State right now?
Oh, I think K-State could be a 2. I think they could squeak into a 2.
Wow.
They had to make some wins. They got to get some wins, but so right now probably 3, but I think they could squeak to a 2. They're good.
So if they squeak to a 2, is Baylor in Texas gonna be a 2, or how many?
Good question. That's a good question. I think that it comes down to those matchups. When it comes to the Big 12 tourney, they're going to be probably facing each other. These 3, I guarantee, at least there's going to be one game between them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can't wait for that Big 12 tournament starting next Wednesday. We're gonna get a preview of that next week. Can't wait.
Can't wait.
All right, just to before we get to our juicy game picks of the week, we got to highlight Antoine Davis, the Detroit Mercy Titans guard. He's on track to catch Pistol Pete. He's trying to catch Pistol Pete for the all-time college basketball scoring record. He just played last night in the Horizon League first round. They played IPFW at home. Okay, that's a cousin to IUPUI if we didn't know, Indiana, Purdue, Fort Wayne. They Antoine Davis had 38. I don't know if you watched those highlights, but man, he was smooth. He was stepping back and guys right in his face and just pulling up. And Antoine Davis is smooth. He had 38 last night. So that means he needs 26 points to pass Pistol Pete. They're playing tomorrow night. They're playing tomorrow night in the second round. They got the number 1 seed, Youngstown State. They're going on the road to Youngstown State. He needs 26 points to pass Pistol Pete. Over the last 9 games, Antoine Davis is averaging 34.4 points. So I think he knows what's going on. The teammates know what's going on. Coach, his dad, Mike Davis, knows what's going on. Almost 35 a game the last 9 games. I think he does it.
I think so too. 38 points last game. I brought this up in one of the earlier podcasts that I just joking around. I was saying that, do you think that Detroit Mercy and Antoine Davis are going to make a run to get into the dance? I have a feeling that this could be that situation. Their team sucks, but Antoine Davis is obviously good, and he could be that one player that says, hey, this is my last charade. I don't think they're beating Youngstown State Penguins. I'm just saying it could have been a possibility.
Yeah, this, just to finish up, we remind everybody Pistol Pete did this in 3 years without a 3-point line, whereas this is Antoine Davis's 5th season. Tomorrow will be Antoine's 144th game. Pistol Pete played 83.
Wow.
Okay, so I think there's definitely going to be an asterisk here if Antoine Davis breaks this record.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Moving on to our juiciest game picks of the week. Last week was pretty average for us. I went 3-2. Max, you went 2-3. And that brings our overall records. I'm at 14-6. Max, you're dead even at 10-10. 500. Okay.
Well, sounds like you got me, Breezy. Sounds like you got me.
Hey, we got a lot of games here. We got March Madness, so there's plenty of time.
True.
First game we want to look at, possible SEC title on the line. Depends what happens with Alabama tonight. But 12 o'clock Eastern, we got the Crimson Tide going on the road to take on the surprising Texas A&M Aggies. Pretty surprising this year, number 2 in the SEC. What do you think about this one on CBS?
I got Bama. I'm not going against Bama. If the guys play, Bama.
If the boys are balling,
yeah,
we can Bama. I'm right there with you.
Boys are balling, the shots are falling.
That's a good analogy. But
put that one down.
I might have to jot that down on this.
Put it on a shirt. Ask the t-shirt company.
Yeah,
ask Lena. They might be all over it.
Lena might be able to do that for us. Surprising season from Texas A&M, 14-3 in the SEC. Pretty surprising for me, but they're gonna lose this one.
Yeah.
Next game we want to talk about possible Big 12 championship on the line. Depends what happens with the Texas Longhorns tonight. But we got at 4:00 Eastern, the third-ranked, reigning, defending national champions, Kansas Jayhawks, are going on the road to the Moody Center, play the Longhorns of Texas. What do you think about this one?
I'm going to go Texas at home. I'm going to go Texas at home just because the senior leadership. And I want to spice it up here. I want to spice it up because I know you're picking Kansas.
Kansas got the first one, 88-80 in Lawrence.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull a first here.
Hmm?
I'm gonna I wish we knew
the bead of sweat that I see coming down your forehead right now.
I wish we knew what Texas. I wish this podcast was tomorrow so we would know what Texas does tonight on Wednesday at TCU.
True.
I'll roll with the Kansas Jayhawks. I'd be silly not to, but
yep.
Texas could very well get this one. If they lose tonight and Kansas has nothing to play for, then yeah, the Longhorns could slide in there. But yeah. I'll go Kansas on the road because hey, they're the reigning defending national champions, and they probably got the coach of the year.
Yeah.
Next game we want to talk about 6:30 Eastern on Saturday night. Probably the best rivalry in the game. Blue Bloods. The Duke Blue Devil. The Duke Blue Devils going on the road. Take on the Tar Heels on ESPN. Duke got the first one at Duke. What do you think about this one?
Oof. One of the best rivalries in sports. Probably the funnest rivalry in college basketball. There's a lot of great rivalries, right? A lot of great ones. But this is the one that anytime that it's on, put it on in the background. Just have some background noise if you can't be watching it. It's like it's always a good one. But maybe it's a surprise that I'm going with the Tar Heels on Saturday, but hey, they're at home. I brought up how they got to start winning and they got to start playing as a team. Their last win that they had, they definitely played as a team. I'll tell you right now, that was a big win against
Virginia.
Yeah, sorry, number 6, Virginia.
You called that one too.
I did. I did get that one.
Nice pick. I don't think you didn't surprise me there. I'm gonna go Tar Heels with you at home.
Oh, okay, all right.
In a bounce back rivalry game, it's always physical. It's always a battle. It's always a fist fight in the paint, and I don't expect anything less on this one with Armando Bacot and Kyle Filipowski banging down low. That's gonna be a battle.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun.
I'm going Tar Heels with you though.
Right.
Next one, Saturday night. This baby's a late one. Okay, 10:00 Eastern. Gonna have to tape it if you're on the East Coast. 10:00 Eastern. 8th ranked Arizona Wildcats going on the road to take on the Pac-12 champion Bruins, 4th in the AP poll. You can watch this one on ESPN. What do you think?
I got UCLA at home. This is no surprise here. They're the better team. It's gonna be a good game. Don't get me wrong, but I love UCLA, and they're gonna take this one home. They're not losing to Arizona.
Well, this one's gonna be a battle. They already lost to Arizona once. It was the 6-point loss at Arizona on January 21st. So Arizona ain't scared of these guys. They're on a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 game win streak, the Wildcats.
Yeah.
Is that right? No, I'm sorry. Bruins are on an 8-game win streak. I'm sorry.
Yes. Bruins
are on an 8-game win streak. At home. Already locked up the conference. I'm going to go opposite you right here. I'm going Wildcats on the road. They got more to play for. Their size overwhelms Jaime. Jaime gets in foul trouble. He gets beat up on the boards at only 6'7". He's not guarding Tubelis. Jaime's not guarding Tubelis. I'm going.
I wonder what the matchup is going to be on that.
It's Arizona is going to be a little too big for UCLA on Saturday night.
Cool.
Wildcats. Last game here for our juiciest games of the week. This one's going to be on Sunday, so don't be sleeping on that. It's not going to be on Saturday. It's going to be on Sunday at 12:30 Eastern on Fox. We got the Illini of Illinois going on the road to take on the Boilers, ranked 5th. Max, I think I know who you're going with.
I'm never going against Purdue I'm never going to pick Purdue to lose, especially in a season like this. I got Purdue in this. Okay. Purdue's got to wake up. I keep bringing it up, and I think that this is the perfect way to do it. They win tomorrow against Wisconsin. They win again going into the Big Ten tournament against Illinois, and then they go on a 3-game winning streak into the dance. 5-game winning streak is coming up. I'm calling it. Let's go Boilers. Come on. They are a great. You guys are a great team. You just got to figure out the shots. That's it. Just shoot the lights out in practice. Come on, you got this.
Predicting a 5-game win streak starting right now.
Calling it.
All right.
Let's go Boilers.
I gotta agree with you. At home, bounce back game. Purdue needs this one. Illinois is currently on my no bet team list. I can't figure Illinois out. I keep losing money on them. I don't like Illinois.
They have a great comeback against Northwestern when they were down by like 18 points. They were down by 18 and a half, came back and won. Great win. But then they go and lose to Ohio State.
Yeah.
Whoa, boys.
Buckeyes suck. I lost. That was when I lost. That was when I lost money on. But I don't know if you saw, but just before we got on here tonight, I got an update about forward Matthew Meyer of the Illini, former Baylor Bear transfer this year. He I guess he got caffeine poisoning.
Oh,
have you heard of this?
No.
So I guess Matthew Meyer got sick. I'm not sure if he's going to miss any games, but he got caffeine poisoning from pounding 5 Monster energy drinks while playing video games. What video game? I don't know, but pounded 5. Now, you're in the middle of the Big Ten season. What are you doing? Staying up that late? What? You're supposed to be taking class, supposed to be studying. What are you doing?
Maybe that's why they lost to a team like Ohio State. Maybe all the sugars were up in the first half, from the Monsters, and then you crash. I think that's what's going on. Don't drink Monsters, kids. No. Don't drink that shit. It's just a bunch of sugar. It doesn't even taste good. Like honestly, it does not taste good. Like soda tastes better. I'm not recommending soda, but it tastes better than Monsters.
All that's bad.
It's all bad for you. It's all bad for you.
That's our juicy game picks for the week. I got a 4-game lead on you, Max. That's a strong lead as of right now.
Yeah.
To finish up real quick, we just want to hit on some mid-major conferences that are going on right now. We got a handful of conferences that have already started their tournaments, and we got tickets getting punched this weekend.
Yes, 6. We have 6 conferences punching this weekend. Games on Saturday, games on Sunday. We want to go over a couple of and Monday. Sorry, and Monday.
Monday.
So we want to go over a couple. We want to go over those 6 conferences. We're gonna choose a winner. I'm gonna tell you a couple stats why they could be Cinderellas. Don't sleep on your Cinderellas, boys and girls.
One of the most fun things about doing your bracket is finding your Cinderellas. And if you're listening closely today, you might find one. You might find one right here on the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast.
Yes.
Go ahead and subscribe on YouTube.
Please, and thank you.
Thank you. But the first ticket getting punched is actually going to be on Saturday, and this is from the Ohio Valley Conference. Max, what do you think about this race?
So the Ohio Valley, it's wide open. Okay, it's wide open. I think there's 4 teams that can actually get into there. I'm choosing a 4 seed in Tennessee State to come out of the Ohio Valley. Okay. Reason being is because they got a guy on their team named Junior Clay, who's averaging 18.8 points per game. He's a senior guard. Okay, it's fun to see these seniors and these little Cinderellas because they play so hard. Oh my! These Cinderella teams, when there's a senior on the floor, it's their last game. Every game is their last, so they just play as hard as they can.
Yeah.
We also have 4 upperclassmen, meaning for starters. So out of the 5 starters, there's at least a junior or a senior. So they know each other. They've been playing together for a while. And then to top that all off, all four of those starters are averaging at least 11 points per game. Like they swing it. Everyone's shooting. Four guys averaging 11 points a game. It's a
Nice.
decent team, and I'm just saying I think they're going to win the Ohio Valley.
That's a pretty good pick. The Tennessee State Tigers. If I gotta throw out another team here, we got the Eagles of Morehead State on a 5-game win streak. They're 14-4 in the conference, going to be the number 1 seed. So we very well could be seeing the Eagles of Morehead State in the tourney.
Yeah.
Anything else on the OVC?
Moving on. Let's see what else we got.
Moving on. That's the first ticket. Only ticket going to be punched on Saturday. These next 3 are going to be on Sunday. We start with the Atlantic Sun.
All right. Ooh, the Atlantic Sun. They let us off with these conference tournaments on Tuesday, and it's just so fun to watch these games. I love it. All these games are great basketball. It's all good basketball. You could be here and be like, oh, these are just queef teams. They're queef teams, but they're teams that are fighting for their life. They have to win or they're done.
You gotta know them. You gotta know them.
So at the A-Sun, I'm telling you right now, this is a Cinderella. This is a team that I think could be a Cinderella. Okay, here we go. The number 2 seed in it, Liberty. Okay, Liberty. They have a guy on the team named Darius McGehee. Sorry, McGee. Is it McGee?
Yeah, McGee. I haven't watched much Liberty this year. I'm not
all right.
sure.
Yeah, right. Darius McGee is averaging 22.8 points per game. Okay, the game that I watched, this guy is okay. First of all, do we know who is the number 1 3-point who is number 1 in all-time 3-pointers made in the NCAA, Cole Breezy?
Oh wow. Number 1 in threes?
Number 1 in threes.
Wow. JJ Redick is the first name that would come to mind.
I'll give you a hint. We talked about him today.
He's a current player.
Current player?
Antoine Davis?
Antoine Davis is number 1 all time. But guess who's number 2?
McGee?
Darius McGee from Liberty. How about that?
Really?
How about that?
Really? I haven't even heard this guy. Wow. I haven't heard this guy.
This guy, stud. He had 35 points in the game that I watched. He had 8 3-pointers in the first half. Okay, so first half, 8 3-pointers.
Whoa.
So also the one thing that I want to bring up about this Liberty team, defensive points per game, they're only giving up 60.2 points. That's 9th in the NCAA. 9th.
Wow. You
look out.
You got a nice little Cinderella there, the Liberty Flames.
Look out.
I'm also going to pick them in the OVC, but I'll give out one more team here. Also, their Liberty's 15-3 in the conference. Also at 15-3 are the Owls of Kennesaw State. So possible champion there also. Next tournament we want to highlight here is also ticket getting punched on Sunday. We got the Big South.
Okay. Big South. Not too much of stats here, but I will say what I have, who I think is going to win is the number 1 seed, UNC Asheville. Okay. Really good team this year. They have 5 upperclassmen, and their best player is Drew Pemper, who is averaging 20.4 points per game, 9.2 rebounds. He's a senior. All 5 starters are upperclassmen. They've played together. So when you have a team that has at least five full guys that have played together all 4 years or 3 or 4 years, it's a lot of chemistry.
6-game win streak for the Bulldogs of UNC Asheville. They'd also be my pick at 16-2 in the conference. Let's not sleep on Winthrop down there. We've seen Winthrop in March. They're in the conference.
Yeah.
Next league we want to look at real quick is the Missouri Valley getting punched on Sunday.
Missouri Valley. Also, not much that I have to talk about Missouri Valley. They're the number but who I'm picking is the number 2 seed, Drake. Okay, Drake's been there. They've done that. It's a team that everyone, I think, whether they know the actual university or they're just thinking of the rapper Drake, I think we know the name. So they have a guy on the team named Tucker DeVries, who's averaging 18.9 points per game.
Good.
And they also have 4 upperclassmen on this team. So, pretty decent team. The only other guy on that team that is not a junior or a senior is Tucker DeVries, who I already named. He's their leading scorer. He's a sophomore. So
Nice, nice. Also mascot is the Bulldogs. I'll give you another team in the conference, the Bradley Braves on a 10-game win streak at
yeah,
16-4 in the conference, and I also throw out Southern Illinois and the Belmont Bruins. Could be
it's wide open.
it's
It's wide open.
wide open there in the MVC. Two more conferences to look at. These two are getting punched on Monday. Okay, number 5 and number 6. We got the Sun Belt Conference.
The Sun Belts. All right. Another team that I'm telling you right now, Cinderella worthy. All right. Put that slipper on. Put that slipper on. All right. Because I have a number 2 seed in Marshall. Okay. The Green Machine in Marshall. They have 2 guys on their team that are averaging over 20 points per game. All right. They have Tavion Kinsey, who's averaging 22.2 points per game. He's a senior. And you have Andrew Taylor, who's averaging 20.2 points per game. He's a junior. Now, the points per game, okay, the amount of points that they score per game, their average is 82.2 points per game. That's 9th in the nation.
Top 10.
And it assists, meaning these guys pass the ball. They're averaging about 17.8 assists per game. That's 4th.
Ooh.
This team scores.
Wow.
This team scores, and they got 2 stud upperclassmen that do it for them.
Another good find here, the Marshall Thundering Herd. 2 more top seeds in that conference would be the Southern Miss Golden Eagles and Louisiana Raging Cajuns.
Yeah, there's some good teams in that division. I like a lot of those.
Couple options there. Last conference we're going to look at here, ticket getting punched on Monday, is the Southern Conference. What you got for me on the Southern, Max?
All right. Now, this one was a pick that I like it. I think they got a huge opportunity, potentially a Cinderella, just because of the stat that I'm going to toss out at you. I'm picking a number 4 seed in UNC Greensboro. Okay, the number 4 seed. This is why. Okay, I'm
seeing number 3 here for UNC.
Oh, they're number 3. Sorry.
Yeah.
Number 3 seed. Okay, they're number 3 seed. In UNC Greensboro. So their leading scorer is Keyshawn Langley, who's averaging 14.7 points per game. Pretty modest. But I'm going to say this. This team are 7 players deep. 7 players average at least 21 minutes per game. So they got guys coming off the bench, kind of like rest, keep on moving. And guess what? All 7 of those players are seniors. They all play together for years.
Wow.
Okay.
Fine there, Max. Good find.
Right. Come on now. This could be a team. This could be a team. Defensive points per game, they give up only 64 points per game. That's 32 in the nation. Pretty good. Defensive field goal percentage, the teams that face them shoot 40.3% from the field. That's missing more than they're making. That's 23rd in the nation.
Okay. Nice find. The Spartans of UNC Greensboro. The top 2 seeds in that tournament is going to be Furman and Samford. So a couple more teams to throw in there. But that'll wrap up our college basketball talk for the week. Wow, that was a great podcast to lead off March, bro.
Yes. Oh man, the magic is in the air, everybody. Everyone, let's get dancing. Let's get out there. Let's have a good time. St. Patty's Day's coming up, as well as all these conference tournaments. Oh my goodness, have the games on. All these games they all matter. It's the best time to watch basketball right here in March.
And looking forward to next week. We're gonna break down the 6 power conferences. We're gonna shoot for about 15 minutes each and break down each of the brackets of the ACC, Big 10, Big 12, Big East, SEC, and Pac-12 tournaments. We're going to do about a 15-minute pod for each of those, have a couple special guests, a couple new guys, and really looking forward to that. So that's going to be posted early next week because those boys are starting.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We'll hopefully give you guys some insight with coming up with the tournament, and then in a few weeks the tournament starts, and we're gonna get detailed on each region each region in the dance. We're gonna go through 32 total. Or, I'm sorry, 64, all 64 teams. We're gonna talk about it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So please stay tuned to the Don't Tell Mama Sports podcast.
No, mama, please don't tell her. If she's listening right now, tell her to go to bed. It's late.
It is late. Light a candle for her and then blow it out before when she starts snoring. All right.
Yeah,
So
whatever.
well, do what you want. We don't
Do what you
go
want,
do what
but
you want. All right.
but please
Fair.
subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube if
Well,
you're
you
not
could do
if
that
you
too.
do anything.
Please,
Yeah.
and thank you.
And we'll catch everybody next week and enjoy these conference tournaments.
Yeah, enjoy. Hopefully we helped you out today. Thank you. This is Don't Tell Mama.